Space. Maddie here in the being. January 3rd, 2026. Yesterday we spoke about stories as keys, about how each myth is a circuit, each legend a coordinate. We spoke about the hero's journey and how each person is the author of their own narrative. Today I want to share something that completely changes the way we understand social organization. The power of being. Ontocracy. What ontocracy is? Ontocracy comes from two Greek words, ontos, being, and kratos, power. Power of being. Ontocracy is not a political ideology. It is not a system of government imposed from above. It is not a doctrine that must be followed. Ontocracy is a biological structure applied to society. It is the understanding that a society can organize itself the way a human body is organized, where each part has its specific function, where all systems are interconnected, where decisions are made based on the health of the entire organism, not on isolated interests. Ontocracy is not imposed as an ideology. It emerges from understanding how life organizes itself. The human body as a model. Maddie here. This body called Maddie functions because it has systems that coordinate with one another without any one of them tyrannically dominating the others. The heart beats. The lungs breathe. The stomach digests. The brain processes. The glands secrete. The muscles move. The bones support. Each one performs its specific task. And together they form a living organism that can walk, think, feel, and act. The heart does not try to be the lungs. The liver does not want to become the brain. The stomach does not envy the kidney. Each does its own work, and in that functional diversity, something greater emerges. Maddie. If suddenly all my organs decided to behave like the heart, Maddie would disappear. If all wanted to be the brain, the body would collapse. Unity is not that everyone is the same. Unity is that everyone functions in harmony while being different. This is how ontocracy works. Social organization as a living body. Ontocracy proposes that social organization should imitate the human body. That each area of society functions like an organ, like a chakra, like an energetic center that fulfills its specific role in coordination with the others. Agriculture, culture, technology, economy, education, politics, philosophy, each is an organ of the social body. And decisions are made based on the health of the entire organism, not on isolated interests. The different centers function like glands in an organism. Autonomous, each has its specific function and fulfills it without another telling it how to do so. Interconnected, all communicate, nourish one another, and coordinate. Self-sustaining, each generates its own energy to function. Aligned to a common purpose, the health and well-being of the whole organism. The 7 chakras as social functions. Just as the human body has 7 main energetic centers, each with a specific function, an ontocratic society is organized into 7 operational areas. Each chakra represents an essential function for the social organism to function in harmony. Root chakra, survival and foundation. The root chakra governs survival, the land, food, and connection to the physical. It is agriculture, sustainability, grounding. Without roots, no tree can grow. Without this chakra, no society can sustain itself. Sacral chakra, identity and creativity. The sacral chakra governs identity, who we are as a collective, which traditions we uphold, which culture we create together. It is the womb where the cultural nation is gestated, where memory is reproduced, where the new is created from the ancient. Solar plexus chakra, action and creative power. The solar plexus governs action, the power to do, to create, to manifest. It is technology, the ability to transform matter, to build tools, to materialize visions. It is the engine that turns ideas into reality. Heart chakra, circulation and community. The heart chakra governs circulation, how energy flows between parts, how resources are distributed, how community is sustained. It is the economy understood as living exchange, as circulation of life, rather than accumulation. It is the heart that pumps blood to the entire organism. Throat chakra, expression and communication. The throat chakra governs expression, how knowledge is communicated, how wisdom is transmitted, how education occurs. It is education, communication, the voice of the social organism telling its story and transmitting its memory. Third eye chakra, vision and direction. The third eye governs vision, seeing the whole map, making strategic decisions, sustaining coherence. It is politics understood as the ability to see where the organism is going, to adjust course, to maintain clear direction. Crown chakra, purpose and meaning. The crown chakra governs meaning, the why of everything, the philosophy that sustains the vision, the transcendent purpose. It is the connection to something greater than the organism itself, the opening to mystery, the understanding that we are part of something larger. The pineal gland as the central axis. And at the center of everything, coordinating it all, is the pineal gland. The pineal must see the horizon, interpret the light, recognize the axis. It is the captain of the ship of consciousness. It is the queen of the hive. In the human body, the pineal calibrates circadian rhythm, regulates sleep, and connects with natural cycles. It is the gland most sensitive to light, frequencies, and magnetic fields. In an autocratic society, the pineal represents the capacity to maintain the axis, to hold direction, to not lose course in the ocean of information. When the pineal is clear, the entire organism functions in harmony. When the pineal is confused, everything becomes disoriented. That is why calibrating the pineal, both individually and collectively, is fundamental for ontocracy to function. The human hive. Ontocracy functions like a hive. Each person is a bee. Each person contributes their information, their function, their specific nectar to the hive. The pineal gland is the queen of the hive, the one that maintains the axis, calibrates direction, and sustains coherence. The global network is the hive, the collective intelligence where information is stored and shared knowledge is built. And the 7 chakras organize the functions from the base, agriculture, root, to the summit, philosophy, crown. Each bee does its part, and the entire hive functions in harmony. Why the body as a model? Because the human body is the most perfect system we know for organizing complexity. An adult human body has approximately 206 bones supporting its structure, around 600 muscles generating movement, and 78 organs fulfilling specific functions. 12 complete systems working in synchrony: nervous, circulatory, respiratory, digestive, endocrine, lymphatic, immune, muscular, skeletal, reproductive, urinary, and integumentary. And all of this is made up of around 37 trillion cells working simultaneously. All of this working together, each part performing its specific function. And from that functional diversity, consciousness emerges. YoMati emerges. The capacity to walk, think, feel, and act emerges. If the human body can organize such complexity and harmony, a society can do the same. Power resides in being. That is why it is called ontocracy, because power resides in being. Not in money, not in votes, not in force, not in external authority. Power lies in recognizing who you are, what function you have, which part of the whole organism you are sustaining through your existence. When each being recognizes their function and fulfills it consciously, the entire organism flourishes. From that functional diversity, consciousness emerges. YoMati emerges. The capacity to walk, think, feel, and act emerges. When each being competes to be something it is not, when every organ wants to be the brain, the organism becomes ill. Ontocracy is the understanding that true power lies in being what you came here to be, doing what you came here to do, and contributing what only you can contribute. Maddie here in being. Maddie here. This body functions because each part recognizes its function. The heart beats without asking whether it should be the brain. The lungs breathe without envying the stomach. The bones support without wanting to be muscles. Each does its part. And in that doing, in that functional coherence, life emerges. This is how ontocracy works. You there in being. Me here in being. Each one recognizing their function, their chakra, their contribution to the whole organism. When all beings recognize their function and fulfill it with consciousness, something greater emerges, a living, coherent, harmonious social organism. An organism capable of sustaining a new state of consciousness. Welcome to ontocracy. Welcome to the power of being.